we first started Star-Lord's design, we were primarily focused on getting a feeling of a space pirate look. We researched a long time with that, but eventually on the team, me and other people started having this idea of what if Star-Lord's favorite band when he was a kid was actually named Star-Lord. Everything from then just kind of exploded, and we found his obsession with Star-Lord, the band, his 80s style. All this explained his design by him putting the patch of his favorite band in his jacket.
Sun-Lord, right?
It's Star-Lord.
We peppered his design with little Easter eggs from the 80s, with pins on his lapel and of the vinyls from the 80s and the Space Invader icon and of course, his Star-Lord pin. I guess the word that would define the design of Star-Lord the most would be space metal. Yeah, like rock and roll. Storytelling for the design of the Guardians then became really important. From Star-Lord, then we found a bit Drax with his tattoos. In our design, we actually have a backstory that the tattoos are circular in nature, and every circle he adds means he won a battle, which also informed the environment of Katath, his home planet, which everything is based on these circle designs, the tombstones, the arches. So all the architecture was then derived from the tattoos. As for Gamora, it was very important. We had to give her a very strong, powerful look. So we came up with the idea of going back a bit to what they had done in the comics, and we were really inspired by one of the looks of the black and white armor. We even had little touches of like American fists on all her knuckles, on her feet, which emphasizes that she's ready to punch, kick, kill at any moment. As for Rocket, I'd actually have to say that Rocket was the easiest one to nail as a design, because he's so upfront in what he likes. He likes explosions, he likes grenades, he likes to tinker. So of course we needed to put that on his design. We needed him to have his goggles because they're actually gameplay related. We have a goatee that he actually has some beads that looks like Groot because, you know, they're best friends. And then of course he has his gun that transforms into his backpack, so it's always ready for action, it transforms, and of course the gun is twice his size. Groot was weirdly the hardest to nail. We wanted him to have more armor platings and almost feel like he was a big mech. What we came up with is, since him and Rocket are best friends, we thought that Rocket should always be customizing Groot in the sense that it's his mech. Therefore, he added a harness to him so he could grab onto him, stay on him, use him as a turret. And all this is related to gameplay as well. It's not just story. So Groot and Rocket are intertwined as designs.
Hi, I'm Steve Shipkowski. I'm the Senior Audio Director on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. The music, it's definitely infused in the DNA of this game. The Guardians are pretty much a rock and roll band. They are a band of misfits that found each other and have a common goal. With Guardians, the music goes beyond what a normal score and soundtrack would do. It's like rock and roll, man. It's the sights, it's the sounds, it's the smells. The ones who get it, they get it here. Our composer, Richard Jakes, is an amazing, amazing talent. When I heard Richard's theme for the Guardians, which at the time he had just called Hero Theme, that was it. I was done. I wanted this game to feel like a 22-hour film. I wanted to feel big. You could sit down and watch somebody play and enjoy it as if you were almost watching a movie. Richard's music brings an epicness to this game. When you get into those big battles and you hear the score start mounting up, you almost weep when you hear it because it's just so heartfelt, and it's the right notes in the right order playing at the right time, and it delivers magic. When we started looking at the licensed tracks, I mean, there's so much music to choose from. Fun was the main factor. It has to bring a smile to your face when you hear it.
I think we should hero Groot for once.
I am Groot.
We obviously have some rock stuff, but we have a lot of new wave sort of pop stuff as well that was really big in the 80s. I'll be honest, I grew up a huge Kiss fan, so being able to put Kiss I Love It Loud in the game made me super happy. But I also have a huge affection for something like Gary Numan's Cars, which I just find is such a great track, and it fits so well. Hot Chocolate, Everybody's a Winner. Amazing song. So if you are a child of the 80s or you have some knowledge of the music in that era, you're gonna love it.
All right, let's do this. Let's go sell a monster.
We're not seriously flying into that.
You say the weather patterns of Seknarf 9 are tied to the temperament of its ruler.
The Star-Lord band was a very interesting thing. So my creative director, he approached me and he was like, Peter Quill took the name Star-Lord because in our universe, he loved this band growing up called Star-Lord. So he goes, what about you spend part of your day writing this rock album? Really? You know, like, how much farther can I go? I wrote some lyrics. We tried writing the first song, which was Space Riders with no names. And I always assumed that I was going to find another singer to do the vocals. But when he heard it, he was like, who's singing? And I said, well, it's me. And he just looked at me and he was shocked and he's like, that's you. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, we're not changing it. So inside I was like, you know, a little 5-year-old kid jumping, going, yes, I'm going to get to sing on this.
Run with the wind, 'cause the urge is strong. Lose a win.
We wanted to celebrate the Guardians and the whole rock and roll, you know, their dysfunctional family and everything that's around all that. And being able to do an album to support this is like a huge honor, and I hope people enjoy the album as much as we enjoyed making it.
That's what you get with a space truck and